Hi guys, how you going? I've just got a few more little bits and pieces to show you. Just a couple of odd bits and pieces, a couple of oldies, and a couple of other things. So, a quick one first. This is from Quickboost. We don't normally carry too much of this stuff, but I've had a couple of requests of people who have the Liberators, the 32nd scale Hobby Boss Liberators. The props are too short. They are quite short by quite a significant bit. When you see the two side by side, it's definitely different. These are from Quickboost. It gives you a full set of props, hubs, and everything else, and they're the correct length. So if you're looking to have a better detailed prop at least, you can pick up a set of these. We have a couple around. We'll get them in as requested. We don't actually carry them on a long-term basis. So, but if you've got the Liberator and you want to do a better set of props, pick up these. From a company called Miniwings. We don't deal a lot with them, but on this occasion we have picked up one of their kits. They do everything in clear when it's lots of glass. And this is a Sikorsky S51 RAAF. It comes with RAF markings. It's only 1/144th, but gee, it's a pretty little kit. It's, as I said, it's all in clear, so it makes masking out the windows and everything else quite simple. But look, it's a nice little kit. Well, as I said, 1/144th RAAF marking. So that's pretty cool. Now, this is from, these two are from Academy, but they are actually the old Accurate Miniatures plastic, right? So the kits themselves were always very, very nice. I always enjoyed building them. I've done this one probably 3 or 4 times in its other different versions. This is the Cannon Arm P51 in North Africa, so it has the Mei Su, which is out of the original kit from Accurate Miniatures. It has the twin cannons on either wing. This is before they went to fully machine guns and everything else. As I said, the kit is very nice. This is obviously been picked up by Academy and released. Nice decal sheet, big choice of markings. So there's quite a few there to British and American. So if you're looking for the early Mustangs in 48 scale, then give this one a go. The other one that they've released, actually they've done a few, but these are the two main ones, the most recent ones. This is the V156B1 Chesapeake. Now, in the Accurate Miniatures days, which is where this comes from, it was actually released as the Vindicator, and they did 2 or 3 different versions of it. They did a yellow wing and all the rest of it. It is a nice kit to do. Look, and if you're looking for that very early pre-war type aircraft, this is nice. This is the British mark version though, because the Brits took over the French selection of markings, and as you can see, you get a choice of French and American and British markings in there. Nice big decal sheet, the usual sort of story with them. It's a nice kit. It always went together well, and to give you an idea, here's one I prepared years ago. And that's the actual original Accurate Miniatures kit in 48 scale. That's the Vindicator version. Now you can't do that marking out of this kit, but there are markings around if you want to do the American version. So it's not a big deal if you want to do it. It's a nice kit, as I said, easy build, nice Bombay. Just a pretty little airplane. And as I said, it goes well with that family of SBDs and following right through. So that's the 2 Academy kits that have come in. Just move her out of the way before I break it. Now, a couple of oldies from Hasegawa, and they've been around for quite a while. This is the Hasegawa Renzan Go Guided Bomb and Shinkai Mainland Defense. This is one of those Japanese 1946 type kits. All 3 pieces, now you get the bomber, the bomb, and you also get the fighter. Now the fighter's the rocket powered one, so you get the parts for that. The bomber was released in the 70s. You can see its heritage in the kit. It's got raised panel lines, there's not a lot of detail, things like that. The bomb is fairly recent because they put it on one of the other kits. And the aircraft is about late 1980s, early 90s, where they did the prop-driven version, and now they've done the jet version for this kit, and then they've released the kit. Inside, there's quite a bit to look at. That's the little fighter. little jet fighter, which never became operational. There's the bomber. So you get, it's Japan's sort of answer to the B-29s and things like that, or not quite an answer, but that's just what they were working on to develop to finish off. And then inside there is the little, just underneath there is the little bomb. As I said, this is 1970s technology. You might need some modelling skills to put it together rather than just slam it all together. It's an interesting kit, looks great when you see it built up. I've built one before in the orange scheme when it was released as the orange one. There's your various canopies, which are crystal clear, as usual, what you'd expect from Hasegawa. Interestingly, the marking options that you have are Japanese and a German one. Now, it's based on an aircraft that supposedly a group called KG-200 might have operated, because it was the Japanese did a deal and blah, blah, blah. There's a whole story to it. So that's pretty cool. You also get the Shinden with its separate instruction sheet. And again, they give you the Japanese versions, which is pretty cool, but they also give you a German one as well. So if you want to walk into a model club or display and plonk them on the table, I'm sure people are going to ask you questions. Decal sheet, usual Hasegawa decal sheet, very, very nice. Nice detail. As I said, it's an old kit, so you're going to have to take a little bit of work and a bit of time, but if you're looking for a good Japanese bomber with a bit of other stuff in there to put with it, or have some fun and just mess around a little bit, great little kit to do. The other is one of my all-time favourite classics. This is Hasegawa's B-47E. Until somebody comes out with a new one, this is the only game in town in 72nd scale. It's a nice kit, not much detail in the cockpit, but don't forget, this is done for the 70s and 80s, so you're going to need a little bit of extra effort. There are resin sets out there if you want to update it, upgrade it, whatever you want to do. It's a nice big kit. That's the fuselage. So again, as I said, this is in the times of the B-52s and things like that. All in bits and pieces. As I said, it's raised detail, so if you're into scribing, you can rescribe it and do all the rest of it. But if you just want to build a B-47 in 72nd scale, this is probably the one to do. The beauty of this one is it gives you 2 or 3 choices of markings, so there's plenty there, including the markings for the 1000th Stratojet built. So they obviously build over 1,000 of them. So that's a nice decal sheet. Usual story from Hasegawa, nice little set, everything else. Pretty straightforward instruction sheet. It's, as I said, there's not a lot to play around with. It does give you a bomb bay and stuff like that. I have said that there are detail sets out there. We can't get them, but if you have a look on the net, I'm sure if you want to upgrade engines or do a little bit more to the cockpit and things like that, you're more than welcome to. Other than that, have a great day. Talk to you soon. See you then.